Okay, this is just a quick update. Uh, in my last video, I noted that I had broke this LED strip that I took out of my Acer Aspire 1, which I was planning on backlighting the Tandy Model 200 portable computer with. So I ordered another LED screen, and so as soon as that comes in, I'm going to attempt to backlight this Model 200 computer. That's the backside of the LCD screen on that. Uh, Another update is on this. I'm still waiting for the DIN connector, female connector, to make this to put on this end, so it will connect into that. Which this is a long story, okay? So I'm not going to go into it. I've got videos about it. I put basically a Commodore 64 slash VIC 20 power supply connector on a Commodore 128 power supply, and to power up my VIC 20. And then I got a Commodore 128 computer, okay, after some trouble. Uh, so now I don't have a way to power this up. So I did order a female connector to attach to the end of this. So this will go into the Commodore 128, and this end will, when I get the DIN connector, will connect into this, thus powering the Commodore 128 computer. If that makes sense. Okay, that's an update to that. An update to the color computer 2. I like this computer a lot. It's got a really good basic. It's got this is the 64K version, by the way. It's got an extended basic on it. Love the basic. The only problem is that I think there's a capacitor or something wrong with it, because when I tried to save uh, out the cassette port, uh, the volume is really, really low. You can play sounds using, it's a sound command. I can't remember the exact syntax, but the sound commands work fine. You hear them perfectly when you do it through the basic on here, but when you try to save a basic program through the cassette port, you can barely hear it. So it's a capacitor or a resistor. I don't know. I'm not, I tinker around with this stuff a little bit with electronics. Uh, I'm better at automotive stuff than I am with old computers, but I try. Okay, so but I hope to get this guy working. I really like this computer. Okay, other than that, it works perfectly, and I got a cassette cable, so I want to get that working on this. I just got to do more research. Okay, the Commodore 128. Uh, that's I'll have to get back to that. Now, this guy. Okay, there's a lot of hate on this computer right here, particularly. For some reason, even the engineers that designed the original 264 series or whatever, they're hating on the Commodore 16. Dude, okay, I like this computer. I like the design. I think it looks way better than a Commodore 64 or a VIC 20. Though the VIC 20 looks pretty good, but I like the Commodore 16. Love the way it looks. Love the basic in it. But the problem is, guys, is that Commodore was so cheap, man. Their chips, it's the quality, okay, wasn't built to last 30 or 40 years. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. And especially with these guys, the graphic and sound chip fails like 95% of the time, okay? apparently, and the CPU, a replacement for the 65010, or I'm sorry, 6502, 6510, and the replacement was like 85 something. I don't remember the exact number, but it overheats, whatever. So love this computer, love the design, but the the engineering or the production, whatever, of the chips was horrible. So I already bought a PLA chip for this. Didn't help it. I'm not going to spend any more money trying to get the original circuit board to work on this computer. So my plan is to take the circuit board out, preserve it. I'm not. I don't want to, mess it up, because I'm hoping in the future somebody will come out with like an FPGA replacement, for the TED chip and the CPU. Will that happen? I don't know, but so what I'm planning to do is, okay, I'm not going to modify the case on it or anything like that, but I do want to get there's like, I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a keyboard and joystick uh, USB solution that you can buy. It's like $50. It goes in there. I'll probably get that. I was thinking about making my own. I've got where is it? It's hidden. Wait a minute. I've got this, but I'm not messing with this stuff in a long time. I've got this little. It's just a little microcontroller board I got from Radio Shack many years ago. So I was thinking about, like programming this right now. Well, it's not even hooked up now, but it was running servos. But that's a microcontroller board. I was thinking about taking this and like, trying to convert this keyboard to USB, but I will probably just pay the $50 and get the solution. There's like, you can use this keyboard as a USB keyboard, and it has joystick, standard Atari joystick ports on it, which you can use. I'll probably get that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Probably I'll do that, but if I'm feeling adventurous, I may try to write code for that microcontroller. I don't know what I'll do. I'm that's up in the air. I will probably get the $50 solution for that. But anyway, so no matter what I do, I am not going to modify this case. Okay, I don't. I want to keep it original. I will take the existing circuit board out, and I was thinking about replacing it with something else. This may be a bit controversial, but yes, I would like to have it run like basic 3.5. So, a Raspberry Pi, something like that. That's what somebody would normally do. I'm thinking in a different direction. Don't laugh too hard, okay? So, what I'm thinking is, okay, I've got a couple of these things. This is a an Android tablet. I've got two of these, and these are these are kind of old, but they still work. But what I like about these are is that it has a standard like power port on it, so you can hook up like a wall wart to it. Okay, right there. It's got an HDMI video port right there, and then that's your standard USB, you know, uh, mini USB port right there. So what I was thinking, and I know that you can hook a you can have an external monitor with this. You can have an external keyboard and mouse with this. So what I was thinking was having this guy in here. Okay. So, and then running, okay, a language on it that that I wrote. I wrote a computer language back a few years ago called Scotty Animation Basic. And it was a basic that had like built-in graphic and sprite commands, and it ran on Android. Okay, so this tablet is an Android tablet, and it's dusty. But besides that, so I, okay, the basic I wrote wasn't perfect. Okay, but I like writing stuff in it. But it was never, uh, it wasn't complete, but it was good enough to write games on. So, but I wanted to write games on older type machines, like with this kind of keyboard and stuff. So what I want to do, this is what I want to do. Okay, I want to put this in there, and write programs on the basic I wrote. And the basic I wrote is like it's got a style of like an 8-bit basic back in the 80s, and that's what I want to do. So is that going to happen? It's possible. That's what I want to happen. Uh, but that's a goal. That's one of the goals I want to do. Okay, because I don't want to any more money I put in this thing. I just I want it to do something that I can use. And I don't want to just keep pouring money on it and it not do anything. You know, and I love the styling. I love the keyboard. I love the way it looks. So I want to keep that. I just want it to, to be able to produce some kind of, you know, programs that I can like, send out to the internet. So my goal is to Androidize this thing and run Scotty Animation Basic on it, and then I can those games will run on Android devices. So the device will not have to look like this. It will be a standard Android device, but it will be written on an Android device that looks like a Commodore 16. Is that crazy? I think it is. Oh well. Uh, and by the way, this I've neglected this poor little Atari 600 XL way too long. I'm gonna get back to programming on it. Man, I will tell you something. This computer, I don't know, Ataris, they were so well built. They just keep going, man. This thing's like 30 or 40 years old and no problems. No problems at all. It just works, well built, sturdy, quality. I mean, you can feel it, you lift it up. I mean, it's got weight to it. It's, they really, this is a really well built computer. Uh, Commodores, not so much. They're just, they weren't, they were built to be as cheap as possible, and they are. They are. This machine before I got it had been repaired. I could tell because there were pieces missing and stuff. So I know this Vic 20 is in working condition, but it had been uh, worked on. I could tell. Okay, it was missing a center post right here, and it was missing a tab in the very back right. I think it was the tab back here. So you know, but that's that's the color computer. So okay, that's just a quick update. And I will post another video about the Tandy 200 portable computer as soon as the parts get in, and I'm hoping to get that running because I want to write software on it. I had a back. The screen was horrible, dude. I needed a backlit screen because it was just, I just couldn't see it. It was hard. That was a big distraction while trying to program on it. So as soon as I get that backlit on the Tandy 200, where is it? There's the main computer. It's under all this stuff, but I hope to get that running because I really do want to program on it. It's got an excellent basic. Uh, Microsoft really, a lot of people put Microsoft down, but old Bill Gates, man, he could write a basic, dude. He's really good about writing basic. Even the old Commodores, were running Microsoft Basic. That's who wrote it, originally. So you got to give credit where credit is due. I'm not a big fan of his later work, but man, old Bill, he could write Basic. He really could. All right, guys, this is Scotty Animation. Visit my website, www.scottyanimatio.com. It helps me out, when you visit my website, when you watch my videos, subscribe, like, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Just any kind of interaction helps. And I've got, I think I have a site on Patreon. I really don't do anything with it. So just watch my videos, okay? All right, guys. Scotty with Scotty Animation. I'll talk to you guys later.